Hello, and welcome to our primary bedroom. I don't even know where to start when talking about this room. Actually, let's just talk about the fact that this is by far the dustiest room in our entire house because we have a ceiling fan in addition to 2 large dogs and 2 cats, which means there is just dust being flung everywhere in this space. And we did recently clean off the fan and it was absolutely awful. For us, it just kind of feels like this room just doesn't have a clear direction. And to be honest, I've really struggled with this makeover, thinking about it for 6+ months and not being able to come up with a really clear vision for what it's gonna look like. But that's where today's sponsor, Milanote, comes in. Milanote is a tool for organizing your creative projects. I've been using it not only to narrow down my ideas for the bedroom by creating a mood board, but also to plan and organize the DIYs I want to accomplish and the things I need to purchase to make it all happen. It's perfect for visual thinkers like me because it allows you to organize your ideas in a way that makes sense to you. For the bedroom, I first started with an overall mood board, adding inspiration photos and colors. I love that I can add notes here as well so that I can remember what it is I liked about each photo that I added. Next, I created my subboards, which include the DIYs I want to do, things I've already purchased, and a shopping list for the things I still need to purchase. In my DIY subboard, I used one of my favorite features, which is the Milanote Web Clipper browser extension, to gather inspiration from various places to visualize each project. Not only does it save the image, but also the link so that I can easily get back to those things that I saved in the board. Now my DIYs are organized in one place with all the details that I need to accomplish them. Back on my main board, I'm adding a to-do list so I can check off each task as I go. Whether you're a filmmaker, a writer, interior designer, or creative hobbyist, Milanote makes starting a new project easy with over 100 built-in templates available for every type of creative project. When you're ready to share your work, you can invite your colleagues and clients to gather important feedback and collaborate in real time. I was able to share our bedroom board with Cody, who is not only my husband and therefore the other person that's going to be living in this room, but he also edits all of these videos. And so having the visuals for where I want this room to go will give him a better idea of where the video is headed as well. The best part is Milanote is available for free with no time limit. So check out my link in the description box below so that you can start your next creative project. If you enjoy using Milanote, let me know in the comments below. Now let's get back to the makeover. Now there's nothing inherently wrong with this room, and if I gave it a good clean, it would be fine, but it also just doesn't feel like it has a style at all. The overall feeling we want this room to have is sort of like a moody forest vibe. I have the most amazing thrifted piece of art I think I will ever find, at least where we live, and I'm so excited to get to the part where I get to show you that. We've got new nightstands that we want to create. We have a barn door that definitely needs replaced because it's always been too small. We also have a senior dog. He's 12 years old and he loves to lay on our bed during the day, which we're totally fine with, but it's a bit of a jump for him to get onto it. So I want to build a bench that he can use as a step, but it looks good in this room and it fits in the space and doesn't make it look like an obvious dog stair situation. So we're going to be doing some makeover, some refresh, some Ikea hacks, fixing, patching, redoing things to do. So let's get started. I got this little tool that unfortunately doesn't work that well, but a knife and a scraper tool works pretty good for this. So what I found works pretty good is to use the knife on it first and then go in with this scraper. See, oh my gosh, look at that. Stuck in the past, no more. Among losers without shame. And I speak only to the trees, trying to keep them home. And however slowly time destroys I know I look extremely ridiculous, but I'm just trying to be safe because sometimes I'm like worried that the nail gun is gonna do something weird. Like seriously, what is happening? Anyway, I'm just going back and nailing in trim pieces that seem like they're a little bit loose in spots, because now is the time to do that before I fill all the different holes in the trim and do my final sanding and all that. Much better. All right, so I have patched all of the walls, all of the trim. I've given it a really good sand. I removed old caulking. There's been a lot of prep work, and if you watched our office video, you know that I'm a really picky painter, especially in my own house, because I know that I'm gonna stare at every little detail. And so I wanted to take the time to sort of undo old mistakes and redo it properly. But now I'm ready to start priming the trim. And you know what? While I'm at it, I'm gonna wash those curtains because they're super dusty. And even, whoa, that was a way bigger step than I was expecting. Our trim was painted with a semi-gloss paint before, so I gave it a roughing sand. Like I said, I patched all the holes. I do need to move this nightstand. I really wish this room could just be empty while I do this, but we literally don't have another free space in our house to live in while I do this. So it kind of is what it is. And then I'm going to be priming it before I paint it because I just want to make sure that I'm giving it the best prep surface as possible, which unfortunately for you guys is going to be very uninteresting to watch because the trim is already white and I'm just going to be priming with white. So there's seriously so much to do. So I am notoriously bad at cutting open the tubing of caulk. So I'm gonna try using like the little wire cutters on this and cut at an angle. I don't know how people do this with just like a utility knife. I've tried that and I can never actually get it off. So we're just gonna, okay, that wasn't bad. So there's, can you see the little hole? Okay, I'm gonna try that and see if that worked okay. I always end up cutting off way too much and then it comes out in such a thick amount, which is definitely not ideal. So let's just see if I did an okay job. Yes! I don't know if you can see it, but it's a nice thin bead. And then we're gonna go back in. I always dip my finger in water and then smooth it out. Woohoo! I have a lot of this to do. I'm ready to start painting doors and trim. And I'm gonna start with this door first, which makes me a little bit nervous because I've never actually painted a door with like a brush and a roller. Cody actually painted all our doors in this house with a sprayer before we installed them. But I didn't really want to go to all that trouble for not that many doors. Like I have 2 doors in here and I'm only painting one side of each. So I'm gonna just try to do it well with a brush and a roller. And we'll see how this goes. I don't know if I said it already, but I'm using Sherwin Accessible Beige. It's the same color that we painted the whole office. Please tell me you didn't touch the paint. No! Excuse you? How am I supposed to get anything done with you? I'm gonna have to put you in the basement. I got this new painter's tape that I'm gonna give a try. It is Scotch brand Delicate Surface. So it's this light purple color. So I decided to get this just to be safe. I'm really hoping it works well, but I wanted to make sure that I wasn't putting a really tacky tape on paint that hasn't fully cured. I finished painting a couple days ago. I'm really loving the color, but it is kind of wild just how much darker this space is now. And that's what we wanted. But one thing that's making it even darker in here is the fact that we've been keeping the curtains completely closed because we're just using a tension rod right now. So we have arrived at the spot of the video where I do one of my least favorite tasks, and that is putting up a new curtain rod. But I think we'll start by taking this ugly situation down. Already better. Haven't seen the sun in here in days. We have a nice little trim piece that goes over top of the blinds. So I'm gonna put that back up while I'm thinking about it. I need to get the curtains and the curtain rod. So I got this curtain rod on Amazon, and I will link everything I can in the description below. We got a curtain rod that is specifically for, like, I think it's called a blackout curtain rod, something like that. Let me show you. The idea is you can have an inner curtain as well as an outer curtain, and because the curtain can go around this corner, it helps to keep more of the light out. One of the nice things about this particular bracket is that if you can see right here, all you do is you take this piece out and you're gonna hang this on the wall, and then all you have to do is slip this part over top, and then that's what holds your curtain rod on. Okay, I did the right thing and I made myself a template. So this is gonna hook on to, you'll see, it's gonna hook on to right here. And then that's exactly where I need to put the holes. I'm just gonna go for it because I did all my measurements. I like triple checked everything. So I'm feeling pretty confident about that. Templates are where it's at. I think I did it. This is gonna be the real moment of truth here. Ooh, I like them. I like how they, I know you can't see this right now, but they like just touch the floor, which I think is about perfect. I do always like it, honestly, when they just like, they're like a millimeter off the floor so they don't like crush, because these ones aren't really flowy, but that's about as perfect of a length as I could have asked for. Let's see how blackout these are. Well, to figure out how to make that a little better later. So I have another set of curtains. These ones are white, but I think with them fully behind the other ones, it doesn't really matter. So I feel like I might as well try these out behind for extra blackout. Okay. Let's try the blackout again. So I have a feeling it'll be very dark this time. Oh yeah, that is so good. That is really nice and dark. Okay. I'm moving on to the nightstands now. And I had all these big plans for what these nightstands were gonna look like, but I decided to simplify them. This makeover has felt like a tricky one where I just keep going back and forth and not fully knowing what it is I wanna do. I've lost a little bit of my oomph because unfortunately one of our cats passed away, and our pets, we don't have kids, we have pets. And they are legitimately close members of our family. Like, we love them to pieces. And our little Gendry got really sick this past month. And sadly, we had to say goodbye to him just last week. And so there is a certain amount of just like, I feel overwhelmed by a lot of different things, but especially by that situation. And so I'm letting myself simplify. But I'm gonna show you these dressers. These are the Ikea Rast dresser, but they're just little. And we're gonna use them as nightstands. I started setting this one up just so that I could get a handle on what I was dealing with. They're very basic, super, super basic. So at our Home Depot, you know how you can get those pine, I think they label them as like pine project boards. Is that, yeah, I think that's what they're called. Well, here in Canada, they have gotten pretty expensive, but our Home Depot now has these white wood panel boards. They look almost exactly the same as the pine, but they're more white, they're a little less yellow, and they're infinitely cheaper. I got a 16-inch by 8-foot for $27 Canadian. So I'm gonna use that, and I'm actually gonna put that on the top of these dressers, because one thing I really don't like about these, and I think something that kind of cheapens them honestly, is that the top board is not on top of the side boards. It is inset, and there's like a little bit of a ridge, and I'm just not a huge fan of that. I think it's gonna look way nicer with a different top. And what this is gonna allow me to do is actually create a top that's bigger than this, because these are fairly small. So my plan is to have them stick out quite a bit at the back, because it'll give us extra surface, and then only a little bit on the sides and the front. So we're gonna do that now. Where I need to be. Nobody's stopping us, we'll fly. Don't kill this mood, just singing na 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 na. Won't make it harder for your mind. Just dancing underwater right now. I'm there swimming and swimming, swimming into the deep end. I've been looking and looking, looking around me lately. I've been falling and rolling, really nothing new. Dancing up to the water right now. I'm still waiting for the nightstands to dry. It's been many hours, like almost a day. So in the meantime, I'm gonna move the dresser that I have that I already stained black many years ago. I'm gonna swap this one with that one. I still really like this one, and I was gonna do some DIYs to it to make it look different, but I changed my mind because I'm really liking the idea that the nightstands and this dresser will tie in together. And also, we've had this in here for the past 8 years, and I think it'd be fun to sort of switch it up just by shopping our own house. So it's not costing me anything extra to do this. So if I want to move it back eventually, I can. But I think this one is gonna look really good, especially with the new hardware that I got for it. So let's get switching. All right, so I'm still able to use the same new hardware that I got that I was gonna put on the other dresser, and I'm gonna put it on this one instead, which I think will be really beautiful, and it'll tie in so well with the nightstands because I got enough hardware that I could put these on the nightstand as well. They've just got a really nice like antique brass look to them, and I love this little base that's on them as well. So we're gonna swap those out now before I refill all of the drawers. All right, friends, today, knock on wood, is finishing day. I'm really hoping that I can get everything done. I'm a little bit nervous about that, but we're gonna do our best because we really need our room back and our house back, and this has been taking over our lives. So let's do that.
You were always smarter. I was the one to tag along. I remember how it started. To realize we're miles apart. Strange.
Okay, doesn't that look so much better? I love it.
A change coming. It's inevitable. In a paradise, we can work it out.
I've been waiting several months to hang this painting. How does it look? Whoa. Oh, it's so pretty. It does feel a little high, but again, my head just fits under it. So I feel like that is the correct height. I do feel like at some point, I just want a bigger headboard. So at least I'm like giving ourselves that option. Next, we're moving on to this. So this is one of our wedding photos, and in 2 weeks, we have been married for 10 years. I also edited the colors of this photo to tie in better with the other painting, just because before it wasn't as warm as this. This frame used to be just an off-white color, and I spray painted it with like a dark brown paint and then did rub and buff over top of that in a couple different colors to give it more of an antique look. And we're gonna hang that right here. And then I'll show you what else I'm gonna hang there, because we're not just doing a painting, or a picture rather. I found these super cute wall-mounted candle holders, and then I got some battery-powered candles to go in them. There's gonna be one on each side, and that's gonna be the look, is like that.
See the hard times fading. In the sunrise, we can flee the night. In the paradise, we can work it out. And see the hard times fading. In the sunrise, we can flee the night. Flee the night.
All right, it's all done, but before I show you the whole finished bedroom, let's remember what this looked like before. It was mismatched, it was dusty, there was a picture missing off the wall. The bedding had seen better days, as well as some of the furniture, and in general, it just didn't have a style. But now, it all feels like it really ties together. It's so cozy in here, and without further ado, let's have a look at the finished bedroom.